Hello and welcome back to Edith Finch. Let's go. Part 2.
Oh, that's a cute one. Sweet. What is it? Is that a cat outside?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
There's a lot of in there, so sorry in advance if I'm covering some of the text. So yeah.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
Till 1937. Damn.
When Edie
How's
told
his
people
asthma?
Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
So the dragon killed him. And it's a rock dragon with... Well, I mean technically he was killed by a dragon, so... I guess that's fair enough.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Excuse me?
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
A mole man living in the sun. At one point I really didn't believe mole men stuff happens, but then I saw one of the cases where there was this dude, and I think he went to Korea or Japan or some place, and he had to live there for like about 2 years or something.
Even in her
And-
90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Kidding me? But yeah, so this guy reported that his groceries was getting missing. Like nothing is getting stolen from his house, but his groceries were getting missing. And he was advised to install the CCTV camera in his kitchen. And that's how he found out that there's a slight area, like there's this false ceiling over there in one area of the kitchen. And in that false ceiling there's a person living there, and that lady used to just come out, sneak out in the night and eat his food, basically drink his stuff, and it's so creepy.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
R.I.P. Louis. Louis is my favorite story. It's
Edie knit me a new
my-
pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
That's so sweet. So much character here.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
I mean,
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Odin's a very quick chapter. Ingeborg is a hard name for R.I.P. Odin. R.I.P. Wait. I guess I leave now. Oh, this is a pink bathroom that we saw.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
There's a secret in this bathroom. So, with Edith.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
I did. I literally did that.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Milton is always he's been everywhere. This is so cool. This thing by itself is so heartbreaking.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Yeah, I wanna go here first. It's over here. I can't. Not this. To the command center then.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't.
Individual.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I used to do that too, but not too. You got to fly.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
(1961). Rest in peace, Calvin. Well done. This is so cool though. Wait a minute, was this painted books?
The passages
painted
were a
on
pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Just gonna open the shortcut. Should we? Should we check out where we come out? Oh, we come out here. Outside Barbara's room. Oh, okay. I think I will stop after
Growing
this.
up,
Leave
I always
the
thought
rest
of
for the
Barbara as a
next
child star.
stream. Because I feel like after this chapter, because this is one of the chapters I would like to show off, because this is such a well done chapter. And yeah, after this, because the thing is, it's 4 a.m. here, so I gotta go late as well. But yeah, Barbara would be today's last chapter, and we'll continue this in the whatever.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Just love how much character there is in every room. Oliver Twist, the poetic, the red carpet, Siddhartha, Greek tales. 2 times. Siddhartha is there twice. She was a Buddhist. Greek tales are there twice too. The poetic is there. They're just repeating. But good books. Good books. Barbara, the Hollywood star. The dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Such a well done. This is such a well done chapter. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have. It's one of the highlights of the game. So there so many other beautiful chapters as well. This is one of those chapters
with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better.
Shit.
I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay,
So
I'm hearing
Walter's
frustration,
room is the room
but
where we start
I'm not
everything.
hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of
So-
hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes
Wait for
later,
it.
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Wait for it. I'll siege.
She
How
reached
cool
for
this
the
thing gets.
music box.
You get to play in the comic.
And as she wound the key,
So cool.
she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Whoa. Take this. Take this. Who'll take it? Take this. Take this, like. Yeah, take this. There's no urgency here. It's all chill. You don't even know what you came here for. Let's just go back up, eh? Let's just go back up. Yeah. What is happening here?
The gang's leader as the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
What? Oh, that's the dad's blood. So the killer ate his family 8 years ago and he's 10 years ago.
Rattled and grew still.
That actually scared me a bit.
Oh dear!
Take this, asshole. That was not scary.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
The most convincing. Walter. Walter.
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was
She didn't scream.
smashing.
She didn't scream.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yes, no, we saw this in the beginning of the game.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Might not be old. Do I really need to go down? I mean, I know he's gonna... Whatever. I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
The hookman
Uh-oh.
had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Listen.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
She still did not scream.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Her ear.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Holy shit. Backcover is intense.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Yeah. Sad story. One hit wonder from Bigfoot. Well, rest in peace, Barbara. See you later. That's Bigfoot. Do I really need to go?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
My friend Bigfoot. Hi chat, I think that's a good place to end for right now. Because it's 4:20. Yeah. Nah, I gotta go sleep. Too late. We'll continue this, but yeah. We will play this next time, so guys.